Okay, good morning, everyone. I hope by now most of you have received your California middle class tax refund. Some people, there have been lots of news reports that people are skeptical to activate those debit cards, that this is a legitimate refund that you're expecting. So, if any of you have friends or relatives that are like, what is this? Can I cash it? Why is it asking for the last six numbers of my social security card in order to activate the debit card? Um, it is should be safe to use. There are at least two groups that are still waiting on their payments, and then it's possible that some people from a third group are still waiting for their middle class tax refund. If you guys are joining the channel based on the struggle of getting the Christmas tree decorated, it is decorated with the ornaments from my childhood. I have thrown out all of the boxes that looked like they had been eaten, and I need to take out the dead lights to the electronic waste recycling place. Good morning, Sugar Sprinkles. Happy holidays to you as well, and to anyone else watching. Um, I might go see my mom today and look at Christmas lights. I have seen Avatar 2. We can really spin this anyway. Okay, so Nora finally got hers, and Sugar Sprinkle is reminding everybody to like the video. Also, I'm kind of at the place, so I am back at work, back in a movie theater, and I'm pretty excited about that. Um, what did I want to say about that? So right now we're getting ready to like open the theater, and so I'm working a little bit of a long days, and today I need to get laundry done. Clearly, I need to put away the Christmas supplies and like clean the house. So I need to do laundry, clean the house, and then possibly later um go look at Christmas lights with my mom. But that is not why you guys are here. Hi, Maria Belcher. Yeah, happy holidays. I think the tree came out good. Let me look at the tree and then we'll talk about the middle class tax refund. So, I wish that there was a way for me to sit up higher. So we went with an angel as the topper, and because the star that I had from my childhood doesn't work. Yeah, okay. I did. Okay, so here's the thing, right? This avatar seems exactly like the last avatar, except for in water. Sorry if that's a spoiler alert. Oh, thank you, live your life. Yeah, it came out really good. I just need to put the stuff away. And you guys helped me get that all decorated. I don't want to lose the people that are here for the middle class tax refund portion of this. So let me tell you the 2 to 3 groups, depending on what numbers you're using, are still waiting on getting that. So if you haven't received it, that is going to still be normal for some people. It's going to pull up a different tab for 2 seconds. Okay. There's a long version of a middle class tax refund video. I feel like Jenny Silver and I should have collaborated on that. We could have made them a better one for sure. Anyway, okay. I'm scrolling down to the payment section. Okay, so today is December 17th. This is why, so we've kind of got the three groups here at the bottom, right? Non Golden State stimulus recipients, their last name beginning with A through K. Now, the mailing date, see the debit card mailing time frame, that just ended yesterday, right? And then down here, it says allow up to 2 weeks from the issue date to receive your debit card by mail. So that's 2 weeks past the 17th, which is actually going to take you all the way to um, December 31st, I believe. Then we have the second group. If you did not receive the Golden State stimulus, so that would be people who their only source of income was unemployment benefits. That would be people with a $0 AGI or a negative AGI, adjusted gross income, those people should not have received a Golden State stimulus. And if your last name starts with L through Z, those are going to be sent out the 19th, tomorrow, through December 31st, and then allow up to 2 weeks from the issue date to receive your debit card by mail. Not to mention, even though what they're putting in writing here for us all to read, to allow 2 weeks, if you call the franchise tax board, they will tell you to allow up to 4 weeks from that printed date to get your debit card. And then that last group of people that are still waiting are people who they got direct deposit, but either you've changed your own bank account and you know it, like you closed your bank account and you switched to another one, like Yada Savings Bank. I like them, and they're linked in my description down below. And or is the other thing that's like people are like, I should have gotten a direct deposit and they didn't. So again, if you used part of your refund to pay your tax preparation fees, what happened was they tried to deposit it into like your tax preparer's bank account, essentially. Then that got rejected and returned to the franchise tax board, which makes it appear to the tax board that you changed your bank account information, even if you didn't. And a lot of people, I'm one of these people that pay the fees out of the refund, but you might not remember, because how it usually works is you're on H&R Block or you're on TurboTax, and to file your federal taxes is free. You go all the way through all of that. You file your federal taxes and you get to the end, and then it asks you if you want to file your state. There's generally a fee somewhere between $15 and $30. And then it's like, well, do you want to see if you're getting a refund from the state? And then you're curious and you want to see, and then you get all the way through it. And for most of us, we're probably getting a refund from the state. And if we get a refund from the state, then it's like, well, do you just want to pay that $15 to $30 from your refund? And so if you clicked yes to that, right? And why wouldn't you? Why would you want to pay up front when you could just have a teeny bit smaller refund? Like, why spend money that maybe you don't have when you've got money that maybe you weren't expecting, and so you could just take it out of that? That's causing it to register as though you have a new bank account, even if you didn't change your bank account information. Those are going out yesterday through January 14th. Then you've got to allow that 2 weeks from the published date to actually get it. And yeah, okay. Oh no. I've been talking that whole time and I wasn't sharing my screen. No. Well, that's interesting. Chrome has lost permission to capture my screen. All right. Well, I'm so sorry. I was trying to share my screen and it looks like I'm going to need to mess around with my computer settings. So I'm so sorry, guys. I thought I was sharing that information in print with you guys. Everything that I just said is still valid. It's just, let me try one more time to see if I can share my screen so that I can actually, dang it, show you. Share. Okay, let's see. Is it sharing? Was it not sharing the screen the entire time? Anyway, there's those dates for the middle class tax refund in writing. Okay, I really want to talk about, I have a lot of things going through my head, right? So my new job doesn't pay nearly as much as my most recent job, and it doesn't even pay as much as the job that I was working before that. So my income is lower than it's been in several years. I hope that changes pretty soon, but I just don't know. I need to figure out what I'm doing with YouTube. I really need to figure out if I'm going to continue with my website. That will cost me about $2,000. And I need to do like a complete income breakdown from YouTube and share it with you guys, but I would say that it's fairly unlikely that I would even make $2,000 from YouTube. So it's on the one hand, it seems like, oh, I'd be throwing money down the drain. On the other hand, in terms of my plans for my business, it seems like they say that anytime you spend money and invest it in yourself, that that's a good investment. And learning how to do a little bit of like website design and things, that is a good skill. Okay. So let me see here. I'm behind on your comments. Oh dear. Okay. All right. Family Dollar says, I called the franchise tax board and they told me I'm under review, but I'm qualified. Also, it seems like the lady approved it manually, so I'll get it eventually. Also, the hold time was 3 hours. Okay, so on the hold time, I called the franchise tax board myself. I held for 4 hours. I don't know where the best to hold my hands so that you can actually see them holding it before. I held for 4 hours. Claimer, which is the dialing service that called the EDD for us, they will call the franchise tax board as well. But I don't recommend using them for that. Normally, I really like them and I want them. Like, I recommended them for unemployment benefits. Even though they will call the franchise tax board for you, I don't recommend it. You're welcome to use it, and I have a link below. I like the service in general. The only reason why I don't recommend you guys paying the fee to use it is I don't feel that the franchise tax board, this is my personal opinion, I don't feel like their representatives are giving people accurate information. Sometimes I feel like they're just saying things to try and get people off the phone so that they can answer the next call. They're just kind of trying to say something that'll buy some time. Because hypothetically, right? If this, and I'm not saying that this is what happened, I wasn't there. I don't know. I certainly don't know what's happening on their end. I would like to believe them, but like that's bought them some time, right? If she just manually put it through, then she probably also said allow a few more weeks for it to arrive, which really some people need to do anyway. So I think they just say some things that'll try and like buy them 2 to 4 weeks to keep people waiting, and they're just hoping you'll get it by then. That's what I think. I hate thinking that, but I kind of do. Okay. Andy says, I literally got my card Thursday, but when I called the card, it said it was paid on October 8th. I had a total of 350. Does that sound right? And my dad got his too, but my mom hasn't yet. Okay. So, if they were married filed jointly, they might only get the one for your mom and your dad. It depends on how they filed their taxes, if they're both getting one or if they are each getting one. Now, if they're married filed jointly, the amount should have been higher. And yes, Andy, $350 is the correct amount for yours. Now, yours is a really great example where it says that you were paid October 8th after you called. That is 100%, even if you don't remember it, that means that they tried to direct deposit it, but it most likely, so you probably paid your tax preparation fees for your state taxes out of your refund. That is usually what what happens. Thank you, Live Your Life, for saying the tree came out pretty. All right. My move says the franchise tax board said my roommate is not in their system and that they're recording after putting in her last 6 digits of her social. Her last name starts with an L. She did her 2020 and 2021 taxes. Again, I just don't like the franchise tax board for this. It does not seem like they know what they're talking about. I hate to say that about anybody, right? Like I don't like to think that somebody's given someone else bad information. And certainly when I'm not there, I have zero credentials to know if they were given correct information or not. As long as you're calling the number that's from the franchise tax board website, I wouldn't be too concerned with that. And about the giving the last 6 of the social. Okay, but see, letter L, those are just now if she didn't get her Golden State stimulus. Those are supposed to go out starting tomorrow. So if she didn't get her Golden State stimulus, those haven't even started to go out. If she did, that could be a different situation. What else did I want to say about that? Da, 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 da. I'm not sure like what system they're looking at though. But anyway, this is what I would recommend, right? I don't want to just tell you what I wouldn't recommend. I would go to a website called Find Your Rep. Let me actually get the whole link. Hold on one second, and I will drop it in the chat. It's find, oh my goodness, it's going to be findyourrep.legislature.ca.gov. And this will tell you who your California Assembly member is. And you can then email or call your Assembly member and they can help look it up for you. Okay, so I just dropped that in the chat. Maybe I will pin that while I scroll to some other comments. Okay. This is very interesting. I have just been starting to hear about reparations in California. So I know that they're trying to issue some reparations. I don't know how much, I don't know when, I don't know I don't right now know anything about that, but that might be a good topic for videos going forward. And again, rather than calling the Franchise Tax Board, if you have any questions about why you haven't received your middle class tax refund, I would go to the website that I've got on the bottom of your screen right now. That's findyourrep.legislature.ca.gov. Then I would email them and have their help in looking into it. Okay, my move LW says they say she's not in the system. She only collected retirement benefits but got a rebate. Is she qualified? So okay. So there's a couple things going on here. First of all, I have to state that I'm not a tax professional. I'm not a financial advisor. So it's I'm a YouTuber, but I'm going off this chart and the information that I've been given. So as long as you already told me that she did file her 2020 state taxes, when you say that she got a rebate, we got to clarify a little bit. The first question is, when you say rebate, do you mean a refund on her taxes or do you mean the Golden State stimulus rebate? So my guess is that she did not get the Golden State stimulus, but that she did get a refund on her state taxes. And you said her last name starts with L. So if she did not get the Golden State stimulus and her last name starts with L, that means that they haven't even started mailing out that group's payments until tomorrow. And they're going to be mailing them out all the way through tomorrow, December 19th, 2022, through December 31st, 2022. And I'm on the Franchise Tax Board's website, guys. And then right down here, it says allow up to 2 weeks from the issue date to receive your debit card by mail. So yes, people on Social Security only, or Social Security disability, or who only received unemployment benefits, all of those people are eligible if they filed their 2020 state taxes. But that is going to put them in these last 3 groups of people to receive it. And even this third group, the last name starting A through K, they just finished mailing those out on December 17th. And again, it's still saying allow up to 2 weeks from the issue date to receive your debit card by mail. So that's still more towards the end of the year. Is she qualified? 223K per person. Oops. So my My natty, 1897. I take it you only get this based on last year's taxes. We'll put a pause in that. So they're actually, that would make sense, right? Except for they're actually going off of 2020 taxes. So let me read the rest of your statement. Your husband, who is in real estate loans. Well, we're living off the equity of our home right now. So we're hunting right now because of high rates. Okay. So they're going off of the 2020 tax year, and it does go off of your income level. It's possible that in the year 2020 that he made too much to qualify. That would be the only thing that I could think of. But they are still sending them out. Also, there's 3 groups of people potentially still waiting on getting that. And my move, you're welcome. Okay, so the 20 let's go over the income threshold to receive this. Let me scroll up. Where is it? Okay. Okay. We're going to go on oh, I was just on that page. Where are the income thresholds? Hold on one second. Okay. Here we are. So, for a single person, sorry. Let's scroll down to single. If you were single, you can't make more than $250,000, right? The smallest amount that someone would get back would be $200, and the largest amount that a single person without dependents would get would be $350. And then if you made more than $250,001, then you would not be qualified. Then if you're married, filed jointly, you need to have made under 500,000. And then those amounts, depending on whether you have a dependent or not, range all the way from $400 with no dependent and a really high income to $1,050 if you had dependents and you filed jointly. Okay, but yeah, it is going off of the 2020 tax year. Okay, I'm going to scroll up because I feel like I missed a bunch of questions. Hello, Rocky. Fast Few says, I still have not received my gas rebate. My last name starts with a C. So again, if you're somebody, though, that didn't receive the Golden State stimulus, you could be in the part of, you still have to wait an additional 2 weeks from the mailing date. Also, this is not about the Golden State. This is not about the middle class tax refund. But when I was decorating the tree, I did not realize you guys could hear all my gibberish. Okay. W. Oh, you got in a car accident. It's not your fault. Your other insurance is paying for repairs. You hope the shop doesn't total the car, but my adjuster said it's totally fixable and even gave me a check. Okay, well that's I started to say that's good news. It's as good as that kind of news can be, right? I'm so sorry you got in a car accident. It's never good when that happens. It seems like it takes an extra mental toll when it's near a holiday. That also reminds me. Oh, my boss just called with some personal bad news, and I hope that doesn't. I hope that everything's okay with her. I can't. Oh, she has me a little nervous. She's okay. Okay, let's see here. Fast Few. You haven't received it, and your last name starts with C. So, did you get the Golden State stimulus? That's kind of the main question that I'd be thinking about in your case. If you didn't, right? If you didn't get the Golden State stimulus, they just finished sending those out on 12/17, but right here is where it says to allow up to 2 weeks from the issue date to receive it by mail. And you can call the franchise tax board if you want. You can use Claimer. I have them linked in the description down below for a discount if you if you want to try and like not hold as long. Okay, Andy, the card was hard to pull money out at your bank. So you went to Bank of America, but they said it's an error on the card. Then you went to Walmart and bought something and got cash back. I bought 3 things and got all the money. Okay. All right. Well, that's good, Andy. I'm glad that you figured out how to get the money off the card. Okay. W, you think the franchise tax board is behind. Your cousin did get hers, and her last name is A. She's a non Golden State person, and the website says by the 17th. It does, but then if you look under there, so that's the mailing date, but I have it kind of highlighted in gray on the screen I'm sharing. Even there, it says allow up to 2 weeks from the issue date to receive your debit card by mail. So, like, if I'm an employee of the franchise tax board and I'm walking it over to the post office on the 17th at 5 p.m., then the post office doesn't get it until after operating hours. And then today's Sunday, so the post office isn't dealing with it till Monday. And then they have to still get it to wherever it's going. And who knows how many post offices it's going to in between. So, that's probably why they're saying to allow 2 weeks. And obviously that's not exactly like the flow of things, but you always have to allow, the date that they mail it is not always the date that it's received. Okay. You haven't received it because my accountant took out their money. Possibly. That would cause the franchise tax board most likely to register as though you've changed your bank account, even if you haven't. So I don't know if you were in here earlier. Andy said that he called the franchise tax board and they told him that the payment actually went out to him on October 8th, right? That's a long time ago now. So what happened in Andy's case, and what I think has probably happened in your case, is that if they took out their tax preparation fees from your refund, right? If you didn't pay them up front on a credit card or out of money from your bank account or something like that, then basically when you got your original refund, it routed through like your preparer's account first, right? So that they could get their fee. If it just went into like your account first, then they potentially wouldn't collect their fees. So it kind of routes through their bank account first before it goes into your account. And because of that, how it's routed on the back end before we ever get it, the franchise tax board is trying to deposit it into your tax preparer's account, and then it's being rejected, and then it's showing up on the franchise tax board as though you have a new bank account, even though you don't. And then that's going to put you into that last group of people. Okay. Your accountant charges you $350 and it's done electronically. So, but do you pay her up front? Like, do you pay on a credit card? Do you pay out of cash? Do you pay by a check before you get your refund? Or does she call you and does she say, hey, like you're gonna get $1,000 back? But don't forget you owe me 350, so you're only gonna get 650 back. If it's the second scenario, that means that your accountant is taking their fees, like they're not charging you up front. They're going to wait till like the refund hits to take their fees, but they're kind of like routing it to them first before it makes it to you. Does that make sense? Okay. Siegel, you wonder if calling the franchise tax board and talking to an actual representative can expedite this process. They see your taxes, maybe they can manually approve you. Somebody else said that they were manually approved. I don't know. I haven't really heard of that much. And just because like the franchise tax board has been giving people bad information, my advice would still be to go through your assembly member and have them reach out on your behalf. Sita says you still haven't received your gas rebate. Your last name starts with S. So again, it's going to depend on that Golden State stimulus, if you received it or not. If you didn't, Yours are still going out. Yeah, Rocky, it wasn't sharing, and then I got a weird pop-up, but now I'm showing that it is sharing, so I hope it is. Okay. Ah, oh, you're here. What were we talking about? I answered your question. Ah, Rocky says, "Congrats on the new job. Don't worry, I'll be making big money soon, or I'll at least be investing big money soon." So I think that's kind of my plan, is to keep my expenses low and invest. I know that the stock market is down right now, and I don't love that. But I do still think that that's the best way really to build wealth. I might try and save some money. I would like to buy either an investment property or like a second property in another state in Georgia for my mom to live in. So we'll have to see how that goes, because right now, oh, I just got my roommates just paid me like their rent, so I have $500 in my bank account. But like the day before the 15th, I had I think $26 in my bank account. So I do not have like money saved to buy a property right now. So I would like to save to do that, because I do think kind of prices are going to come down. Um Oh, live your life. So, the best email, if anybody needs to email me professionally, please email Shelley's, Shellys, billions, not the channel name, which is Shelley's Millions, but for my email is Shelley's Billions with a B at gmail.com. I can type that into the chat as well. And my website is shelleysmillions.com. The thing is, like, I'm not really doing much with it. So I just don't know if it's worth keeping or not. Is my laptop overheating? Oh, I don't know. Shelley's, dang it, billions. At All right, I just dropped my email in the chat. Okay, Rocky says, if you can keep your website, do it, but see if it financially works for you during these times. I feel like it's going to be a loss. And like maybe I'm not using like the right website platform for me. So Kajabi was recommended to me, and it's very good if you have a product to sell or if you have a course you want to sell, but I don't really have either of those things. Like I just kind of like want to type about my life and share a video and like maybe some pictures sometimes. Oh, you guys should check out my website, because I posted a really cool photo from like when I took a trip to Mexico. And I swam in some cenotes that like had bats in them. And so it's like an underground photo. I'm like a not an underground photo, an underwater photo. I'm a regular avatar to myself. Um, just kidding. I'm not. But okay, has anybody else seen Avatar 2? I know that I just dramatically switched subjects. And if so, I'm really curious what you thought about it. Maybe we can look in about the reparations. You're asking about that. Okay, let's see here. Okay, you called your roommate and you told her what I said. Thank you for clarifying. We are not worried. Thanks to you. Oh, thank you, thank you. And I hope that I'm correct. I'm just looking at the franchise tax board information, but I love helping people. Okay, good morning, Scotty. Hi, how are you? Hello, Carrie. You got yours early and spent it on stray cats. That's so sweet. Carrie's saying it's a buyer's market, but best buy it outright. Otherwise, people will lose them in foreclosure. More people will be getting laid off. And that, that's part of why I went back to work making a little bit less money. I keep reading about all the tech layoffs, right? And there's been so many tech layoffs. I'm not sure that they can just jump ship and go right to the next tech company. So, what is it other like good, decent paying job? Management, which is what I want to look, that's what I know. It's what I've always done. So I was like, oh no, I just better go back and like not worry too much about money. Just take a job, have a job, and like not be picky. And I mean, like, in case my bosses are watching. I wanted to do this. I want to work for you. It's not like, I had to take this job. Like I like the company. I know I like the company. I know I want to be there. Um, with that said, like the the pay is a factor, right? And this is nothing against the company. I would do the same thing in their shoes, right? Like you want to get the best person you can and sorry, like but you kind of want to pay them the least that you can get them for. I agreed to the amount that I came back at, so I'm not sorry about that. But the thing here's my only like question in my mind. And again, this is just what I'm thinking. It's not anything against where I work because again, I agreed to this myself. But I kind of went against the advice that is all over the news, right? It says that if you switch jobs and switch companies frequently, that you can make a lot more than if you stay at the same company. Um, so I'm just wondering, if I would have looked a little bit harder and not been so picky, would would I have been able to get more money? But as you guys recall, I was offered more money and I left the company I worked at for 25 years, and that money isn't everything. Let's just say that. Money isn't everything. So that turned out not to be the right decision for me. I went out, I tried to work somewhere else based on money, and it wasn't right for me. And there have been articles about that as well, that many, many people who left during the Great Resignation did not end up liking the job that they left for, right? And yeah, okay. Post to my website. Rocky, you never saw Avatar 1. You look pretty young. That might be why. Yeah, thank you for checking out my website. You guys should scroll down. There's a really cute and Jenny Silver helped me design the website. I just don't know if I'm using it how I should, right? I mostly post blogs and very sporadically. Okay, let's see. Ed says you can build wealth with CDs, treasuries, and annuities. Returns are lower normally, but you can sleep at night. It's safe. Yeah. Okay. Well, Ed, in terms of investing, let's talk a little bit about your you can sleep at night comment. Here's my thing, and I want to make a video on this. I have two ways of thinking. One, never, never, never invest more than you can afford to lose or that you would lose sleep over, right? With that said, I've shared this before in other videos. My 401k for my retirement has grown to a pretty large sum. And if that suddenly dropped to zero, I'd be really sad, right? And it would probably like make me like very, very sad. Like it's nearing $300,000. And at one point when the stock market was doing better, my 401k was over $300,000. It's not anymore. And this year, it's been a really bumpy ride. I want to say that, like, at the beginning of the year, it was at a high of like $306,000. And then it dropped to like a low of like $246,000. And it's really been all over the place. And that's mostly from my last job. So, um, yeah, so that's hard to watch it do that. But I will also say this. I am the type of person where if I have money in my hands, right, I'm going to spend it. My new theater is very cold. It's common it's common for there's I swear this is going somewhere. My new theater is really cold. So I just spent like $300 on like literally like 3 different jackets, right? Um that wasn't the part that I was going to say first. I think I was just going to say, oh, so like if I had the money in my hands, I would buy like more new clothes for work and like maybe more jackets because I definitely bought a weird puffer jacket off of Amazon and it's not what I thought I was getting. But anyway, I would spend money maybe on like I don't know what I would do, but I would not have it, right? I wouldn't have anything. If I just got that money in my paycheck and it was in my hands, I would have spent it. So when I look at my Robinhood account tells me, like, oh, you've lost such and such amount of money since you started. But my Robinhood account still has, ugh, I was like, it still has over $11,000 in it, but it doesn't, guys. My Robinhood account has $10,694 in it. And I've lost almost $7,000. Can you see that? But, okay, so I don't know how much of that you can see, but I will tell you, like, if I didn't immediately invest it, like, there would be nothing in there. So even though I've lost almost $7,000 since opening the account, and that's my own money, um, if I wouldn't get it out of my hands and try and invest it and save it immediately, um, there would be nothing in that account. So at least there's 10,000. Okay, so live your life. Yes, they will let you have a small space heater, and we do have one. And yesterday I was like cozied up to it. And honestly, like right now, like there's a good amount of moving around, like putting away deliveries and things like that. Um, but like we're still under construction, so sometimes like we're waiting outside in the cold for an applicant and they couldn't come inside because of it being under construction, so we held some of the interviews outside for their safety and things like that. um so I think once like the building is full of people and like all of the doors are open too right now because of the construction, they're in and out, so that's letting in the cold air. I'm sure once like the lights are like, we have electricity, I don't mean to imply that, but like, like they're installing lighting. So once we have the lighting going and the popcorn machine going and guests in the building, so like human bodies, like, just the warmth of people in the space, I'm sure that it will be plenty warm. And we do have a small space heater. Um, so yeah, we've got that plugged in, but it is still pretty chilly in there. Okay. Lower earnings do grow. Is it better? It is better than nothing. Yeah. Any kind of investment, even if it loses money. So in my 401k, even if that thing were to drop down to $1, it's probably more than I would have saved had I not put anything in there at all, right? I would not want to see my $306,000 investment go down to $1, and I would be very sad. I would be like, "Oh my god, I lost all this time." But having $1 would probably be more than if like I just had all that money given to me in the beginning. And the reason why I say that, like for anybody who doesn't know how 401k works, your company, it's like these tax preparation fees, right? Your company takes that money and they put it into a 401k for you before you get your paycheck. So, and it provides tax savings, right? But maybe instead of getting $1,000 every 2 weeks, I get $800 every 2 weeks because my company doesn't give me $200 because they put it into the 401k for me, which is what I've told them to do. So, for sure, if I had $1,000 in my hands, I would spend $1,000. But since I only have $800 in my hands, I only spend $800. So, the fact that they take it out of my check and put it in the 401k before I ever even see it is what's beneficial to me. Okay. Marlon says people who didn't get a Golden State stimulus will still get the tax refund. Yes, as long as you filed your 2020 taxes and you meet the income requirements. And the income requirements are really, really high. It's like you still get something as long as you made less than $250,000 if you're single and less than $500,000 if you're married, filed jointly. People like my mom gets Social Security. My mom does not make enough or get enough. She's not really making anything, but she doesn't get enough to be required to file her taxes. So she doesn't. And that's fine. Like she's not required to, so she doesn't. That's her choice. But because she didn't file her 2020 state taxes, she will not get this tax refund. So you did need to have filed your 2020 state taxes, but if your only income was Social Security, if your only income was unemployment benefits, if your only income, if you are a small business owner and your business didn't make any money that year, and so you had a $0 adjusted gross income, or if you're like my business, my Shelly's Millions business, if you're like me and your business is actually losing money, then you and you had a negative adjusted gross income, you filed your taxes, you would qualify. Rocky, I see your question. I'm gonna look at that. Okay, so this is interesting. Ed says, I'm worth a lot, but if I lost 7 grand, it would disturb me too much. I worked too hard in my life. Yeah, and this is kind of like, so Robinhood, that's just like, that is not my 401k. That is money that I've invested myself. But then I look, right, and you can't see that, but it says all time that I have lost $7,000. And I mean, I had a high in there of, what does it say? 26,000. But when I really look at it, I still have $10,000 in there. So I'm proud of myself for putting $10,000 aside into an investment account. So yeah, so and of course, like, it's not, yeah, I don't love that I lost $7,000. I don't mean to imply that. But when I look at that number, I'm still proud of myself that I've saved 10,000 in that account. I and it's possible that everything's going to continue going down in terms of the stock market, right? So I'm mentally prepared for that. And my plan is to buy and hold, and hopefully the account recovers, but there's no guarantee that it will. And so I'm prepared for that as well. And yeah, I don't love that. And yes, some of the investments that you mentioned, CDs, bonds, treasuries, annuities, those can be safer investments, but at least you're investing and your risk tolerance. I'm 45, so in theory, my investments have time to ride through this rough point in time and recover. That's the plan. Okay. Yeah. So, but that's money. And Ed, I should say that it grew to that amount, $100 at a time, $200 at a time. I put money in there when I am able to. This is not my 401k. This is a personal investment account, and one day, maybe not today, we can talk about that being different. I think Rocky asking about student loan forgiveness, I think I should look into that before I head out. Okay. Shy Timmons says, so if you didn't file your 2020 taxes because you weren't working, but you got all your stimulus checks, you're not getting this refund, right? Yes, this is a tax refund, and you do need to have filed your 2020 taxes to be eligible. Let me see if I can scroll up to the point where it says that. Determine your eligibility. You are eligible if you filed your 2020 tax return by October 15th of last year. So yeah, that's the very first requirement. It's possible that maybe some of you had just recently moved to California. You did need to be a California resident for 6 months or more during the year 2020, and you are supposed to still be a California resident in order to receive that at this point in time. Okay, now let's see here. Let's see what's going on with the student loan debt forgiveness, because I have not checked that in a while. All right, and I'm going to first check kind of their official website, which is, let me make sure it's sharing properly, which is studentaid.gov. And it still says student loan debt relief is blocked. Courts have issued orders blocking our student debt relief program. As a result, at this time, we are not accepting applications. We are seeking to overturn those orders. If you've already applied, we'll hold your application. Subscribe and check back here for updates. We will post information as soon as further updates are available. It's been saying this for a long time. So that's that. The exclamation point in front of this triangle in the yellow section. Now I'm going to go ahead and read the information button inside of the blue circle in the blue section. It says, just announced, although this has been up for a while now as well, the student loan payment pause is extended until the U.S. Department of Education is permitted to implement the debt relief program or the litigation is resolved. Payments will restart 60 days later. If the debt relief program has not been implemented and the litigation has not been resolved by June 30th, 2023, payments will resume 60 days after that. We will notify borrowers before payments restart. So June 30th, July 30th, August 30th would be approximately 60 days. So we'd be looking at payments potentially restarting at in September of 2023. We're going to go to our good friend Google, though, and see what that comes up with. Student loan forgiveness. Do we want to read about the error email or do we want to? I think that's what we want to read. Okay. Let me make sure I'm still sharing my screen. You're welcome, Rocky. Of course. I know I come on here and I babble, but really it's for whatever you guys want to learn about, whatever, if I don't know, we can learn together. Okay. So, no, dang it. 9 million people received student debt forgiveness emails with an error. Here's what borrowers need to know. Okay, and this is a short article, so I think I will have time to read it. President Joe Biden's student debt forgiveness plan is still on hold for everyone, but at least 9 million borrowers may have further confusion about their debt forgiveness. In November, the Department of Education began informing borrowers that their applications for student loan forgiveness had been processed or approved. But 9 million of those emails had an error, according to Education Department spokesperson. The subject line on the erroneous email read, "Your student loan debt relief plan application has been approved." It should have stated more neutrally, "Update on student loan debt relief and the status of your application," as other emailed notices did. Although the body of the email correctly informed the borrowers of their application status, the erroneous subject line could be confusing or misleading to borrowers. A government contractor, Accenture Federal Services, bears responsibility for that error, but it has no impact on the borrower's debt relief. If an individual's application was not approved, it cannot currently be approved while the Biden administration awaits a decision from the Supreme Court on the lawsuits aiming to block the plan. Around 26 million borrowers have applied for relief, with 16 million receiving approval before the courts barred the administration from reviewing any more applications or processing any debt relief until the legal challenges are settled. Communicating clearly and accurately with borrowers is a top priority of the department, an Education Department spokesperson said in a statement. "We are in close touch with Accenture Federal Services as they take corrective action to ensure all borrowers and those affected have accurate information about debt relief." Individuals have begun receiving correction emails notifying them of the error and making it clear only the subject line is incorrect and borrowers do not need to take any further action at this time. The Supreme Court recently announced it would take up a second legal challenge to Biden's debt forgiveness plan, in addition to the multi state lawsuit the court previously said it would hear in February. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, so that's the end of that article. Okay, also, like, this guy is 26 and he's making $130,000 a year. CNBC make it. They frequently feature younger people who make a lot of money. Okay. Yeah, so Rocky, that means that if it passes, yours will be approved, but we still have to wait to see if it passes. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, always the best info and an amazing Christmas tree. I do not have amazing Christmas tree decorating skills. Yeah, okay, so Ed says, "Call me crazy, but I will sacrifice higher returns for less risk, Shell." You're not crazy. Like, even when employees pick out how they want to invest, like, or distribute the funds in their 401k, it asks you your risk tolerance, right? And I don't know. Okay, let's see here. Let's check. I don't think I can share this number. Like, I can't flip it around for you guys to see, but let me log into my 401k and see what that's standing at. I think the last 2 days in the stock market were good, so I'm not super hopeful on this number. Okay, so I've lost 12.5% basically in a year, which is not fun. And the current balance is $270,000. Now, keep in mind that this is mostly with my old company, right? The company that I left that company for, the 401k, was somewhere else. So this is all from that company. And even though I worked for that employer for 25 years, right? At least at my company, you can't participate in the 401k until you were 21. So like 18, 19, 20. For the first 3 years, I couldn't participate in the company's 401k. And then, like, all of 2020, most of 2020. And for about a year, we were closed, right? So 4 years of that, 20, we weren't. But let's just go with 45 minus 21. That equals 24 years. Wait, is that right? Yeah, 24 years. So that I've been contributing to a 401k. And 270,000 divided by 24. So that means that on average, right, like if we divided that by years, which this is not how to do this, but on average, I've been saving $11,250 in my 401k. But that's not really my money because, like, when I was like 21, like, I wasn't making a lot of money. So, even now it would be hard to save $11,000. So most of that is like interest and company match and all of that. And yeah, probably soon I will be adjusting my risk tolerance because I am getting a little bit older, right? I'm not in my 20s anymore. So you should, like, adjust your investments as you go along throughout the years. All right, you guys. I am going to head out. Oh, I normally go live every Sunday at 11 a.m. and every Monday at 9 p.m. It is possible that I won't be able to go live tomorrow, because I might be at work. So, if I'm not on tomorrow, we'll catch up another day. All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching Shelly's Millions. Check out my website, shellysmillions.com. Let me know in the comments, should I keep it for another year? Should I find like a hosting service that doesn't cost as much? It is nice with Kajabi knowing that if I wanted to create a product and sell it, or if I wanted to create a course, that Kajabi is right there for me to do that. But since I don't have any of that right now, I'm not sure. Rocky wants to know if I'm gonna go live decorating the tree. So I don't know, because Rocky, here's what I'm thinking, quite honestly. I'm thinking that I'm getting, because what goes up must come down on terms of this Christmas tree, right? That was fun though. Like, I go in waves, right? Because originally I was like, I'm gonna do the back and I'm gonna share it with you guys. But like, I am not sure that people can even see the ornaments on it, even if I do the back. I think they can only see the lights from the street. So that's reason one that I might not do the back side of the tree at all. So guys, I have a janky half decorated tree right now. So the lights are all the way through the tree, and I think that's the main part that people can see from back there. And then I hung like 4 giant candy canes in case they can see, and I do like the way those look in there. We could definitely do some ornaments, but if I put them up, then I'm gonna have to take them down. I might be a little bit over the Christmas tree. No, I love the Christmas tree, I do, right? So part of me is like, "Oh, I don't even wanna decorate the backside," and that part of me is like, "Oh, what goes up must come down," and I haven't even put away the decoration box, right? Which I'm gonna do right after I get off this live. So I will put that away. That will not be here the next time I go live. But then the other half of me is like, maybe I should totally change the theme. Like, now we've seen the ornaments from when I was a kid. Like, now maybe I should do the weird red and white theme. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I am. Oh no. Live Your Life says, I think your website is down. Oh, let's check that. Dang it. Thank you for checking and sharing. And I gotta okay, let's see that real quick. Oh no. All right. Nope. Okay, look, guys, here. Since now you guys don't even have to go. Okay, so this is my website. Rocky, I found the coolest place for ornaments. It's called Horror, not HORROR, Naments, HORRNAAMENTS. Oh my god, I'm just gonna put it in. So maybe, where are you getting the link? So my email is Shelly's billions at Gmail, but the website is just shellysmillions.com. It's showing up okay on my end. Okay, so that's the front page, and Jenny Silver took that picture, and it's fake money. I'm not like, if you look right here, guys, I don't know if you can see the mouse moving on screen, but it says copy money. So anyway, Jenny Silver helped do the photo shoot for all these main things. And the main thing that I'm already on the homepage. What else is on this homepage? This is about exclusion pay, which is about to run out. So I need to totally take that off. I wish we could click these and they'd go somewhere, but they don't. This is like, I need to change this bio. But again, Jenny Silver took these photos. This is even a blue background, like it's like a photo drop that she got. I don't know why that won't link. The Spectrum News and the ABC News are not linking, but LA Times, it will link. So those are some places that I was on. And see, now I feel like we've scrolled too long. Also, like, popular videos this month, I don't even know how to change some of this. Just more pictures that Jenny Silver took. And then at the bottom, we have from the blog. So the blog is the main thing that I'm doing. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. The heck is this? Okay. Oh, look, here's that underwater photo, guys. Yeah, my tum-tum was moving, but yeah, I think that's a cool photo. There's me as an avatar too under there. So yeah, Jenny Silver helped me make this, and then I just now figured out like how to do a blog. Hi Josie, thank you. Merry Christmas to you as well, and your family, or happy holidays. Yeah, Rocky, the website looks great, but it I'm not doing much with it. Even in terms of the blog. Oh, look, there's a picture of the kitty drinking water out of the pool. Anyway, and then I was like, I'm all over the place with what to do with that as well. Thank you, live your life. And yeah, I just want to like make blogs and like put up pictures of my cat. But if somehow that would drive business somewhere, like I don't know. And then live your life, I got to tell you that like I'm recovering from like being on unemployment for the last several months. So I and that's why I'm thinking about letting the website go. Is I don't really have the money. I didn't really do what I should have done with the website to have it make money. And so, especially with starting a new job, I just have to be realistic about whether, I should keep that in my business plan. Anyway, I should do a year-end review, but I don't know when I'm going to have time to do that. Okay, you guys, I'm going to hop out and live your life. There's even an email on my website, but I don't really get the emails from it. So anyway, all right, you guys, thanks so much for watching Shelly's Millions. I'll see you maybe tomorrow, but possibly not. We'll have to see. All right, take care, everyone. Bye.